screaming into the void.
Yep. No, we have. We said we have 2 people that listen, right?
We do have 2 people that listen. Well, 1.5.
Like a pet is listening.
Well, I don't know how often both of these people actually listen, so I'm gonna say 1.5.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. All right. So are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Ready as you'll ever be?
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. Oh, wait, before we get started, how many covers do you want to do?
I have.
I have like 50.
I have 8.
Okay, so we can do 8 piece.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I have others that I can talk about that I don't aren't my favorite.
Do you want to do like top 8 and then like honorable mentions?
We could do that, and then said I have other ones that I can talk about. Um, yeah, whatever, man.
Oh my God, don't do the whatever, man. I'm
Oh
asking
yeah,
you.
we could do top 8 like MySpace. Yes.
There you go.
Fuck yeah. Yeah. Okay, we'll
Okay.
do top 8,
All right, I got you covered. All right, are
but
you
you have to
ready?
call it top 8.
I will call it top 8. I will mention MySpace.
You don't have to mention my. Well, let's say people get it though.
Matt will get it.
And his nipples.
Our one Maddie and Nibbles. Maddie, our one listener, will get it.
Awesome. Sounds good.
We could literally just like have this whole show be a conversation with Matt.
Yeah. Well, are we gonna bring him on any
We
sometime?
are. We are. We definitely are. But
I
I've got to
need
find a topic that he would be down for.
I need the raps expertise.
God, he's like he puts me to shame too with
That's
like
what
how
we need.
much new music that he sends me stuff every other day.
Yeah. See, that's our weak spot.
Well, I sometimes I get into like phases where I'm really really good at that and then I don't and then I'm out.
Yeah, I'm
So
not very good at that for sure.
I'm really good at it. I just not lately, but Matt's always on it. So, okay, are you ready?
Yep.
All right. Hey, hi, hello, everybody, and welcome to Epic Rhythm and Brews. I'm your, well, one half of your host, Lainey, and here's my other half. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm the other half, and my name's Parker.
Awesome. Good job, friend. I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
That was good. You'd be proud. All right. And we're gonna go ahead and get started with our everybody's favorite segment. What are you drinking, Mr. Parker?
I am drinking a fist full of Unidragon,
What?
which is it's a stout that's aged in bourbon barrels, and it's by the company Clown Shoes.
You're so stupid. I hate everything that just came out of your mouth.
It's super duper good.
I'll bet it is.
I told you I'd make you look like an asshole.
You are gonna make me look like an asshole because you know what I'm drinking?
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking vanilla sleepy time tea because I am currently trying to get over a cold.
Fair enough.
So I had a pretty rough cold that knocked me on my ass over the weekend. So I'm still kind of trying to recover. So I'm going without a little bit of alcohol. So, but the
Guess you got
time, yeah, the
you got.
peppermint in this, it hits you pretty hard. So
Oh wow.
yeah, and that vanilla, I don't fuck around.
Is it very drinkable?
It's very drinkable. It's a
Well,
very drinkable tea.
we'll see. I mean, what more can you ask for, really?
Right? It's true. It's very true. So, all right. So, as my delightful co-host pointed out to me, there's been a lot of news and stuff, a lot of big things happening since we last sat down to record this fateful show, and we figured we should probably dive into it since this is like our jam. We are recording a music podcast, so maybe we should mention some of the musical news. So, Mr. Parker, would you like to go ahead and start us off?
Yeah. The Grammys happened.
That
And
is the thing that happened.
yeah, and apparently there was some upsets, and I'm
There
not
was a
quite.
big upset because Adele took Beyonce's things.
Yeah, didn't she? She won.
Adele basically swept
Yeah,
every
it was basically
category.
just her.
Yeah. Adele basically swept every category that she was nominated for. Like basically what happened at the Tonys with Hamilton is basically what happened at the Grammys with Adele, which nobody was like super like I think everybody figured that the two big winners of the night would be Adele and Beyonce,
Well,
but
25 is just a good album.
25 is a wonderful album,
Yeah,
but so is Lemonade.
right.
Lemonade is a really incredible album.
So
And
do you
I
think
think that Lemonade, like culturally, had a much bigger impact too.
So do you think the song Hello is better than the song Formation?
No,
Okay, so basically flip Beyonce for
no,
Adele.
I actually have a theory on this. Okay,
Do
so
tell.
we Parker and I actually discussed this. I did a little research because I was really confused. I was genuinely kind of upset about this. I thought like, okay, guys, like this is ridiculous. And I did a little research and I found out, and I'm sure that there's people that know this. I did not know this, that there's a difference, the difference obviously between Song of the Year and Record of the Year is that Song of the Year is specifically like the actual song, the songwriting, basically.
Right.
It's the actual songwriting that goes into the song. It's like basically an award for the songwriter.
Hmm.
Um, and Record of the Year is basically an award for the actual recording of the song, like what actually went down to make the song.
Nice.
Yeah, and knowing that, I definitely don't feel like Hello should have gotten Record of the Year.
Oh, I have another question since you're the Beyonce person.
Yes.
The song Don't Hurt Yourself, which was nominated for Best Rock Performance.
Oh. Why?
It's Beyonce featuring
Because Jack White's on it?
Jack. Is it legitimately a rock
No,
song?
no.
Okay, yeah, I was
No, that's a hip hop song for sure.
okay. I guess probably because it has Jack White playing guitar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he's not playing guitar.
Oh, what is he playing?
I think he's playing the drums in it.
Oh,
Maybe he's
well,
playing guitar in it. I don't know. He's in it though. He's featured in the song.
okay, but the song "Don't Hurt Yourself" isn't a rock song.
No, so I don't know why that was nominated for that.
I
The Grammys doesn't know what they're doing. That's the problem. The Grammys doesn't
no.
know. The Grammys is at some point is going to have to actually get in touch with the fact that they have literally no idea what the hell they're doing, and
I
they're
don't
just
know. They like the chain smokers, and apparently that's
everybody likes the chain smokers. Whatever. They're going to get that new artist curse, hopefully, that everybody gets.
yeah. So
Where when you win really big at the Grammys your first time around, like nobody ever hears
you
from you ever
flop.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for at least. Because like pass.
Well, I have a question.
Hmm.
So the best new artist went to Chance the Rapper.
Oh no, I love Chance the Rapper. I hope
Hasn't
he doesn't
he been
flop.
around for like 3 or 4 years? So why is
Hmm.
he new?
I think that this was the first time he actually submitted anything.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh,
I
because
think so. I'm not sure, but that would be the only reason I think. Because he's
right.
always been mostly underground. So I don't know.
Yeah, because I know maybe it's because I guess because he only has one actual CD and the other rest are just
Yeah, everything else
mixtapes.
is
I guess they
mixtapes.
don't
Yeah.
consider that.
No, not really.
Well, I'm
They
glad
really
he got
don't.
some recognition because I
He's a
like
great
Chance the
artist.
Rapper. Yeah, and he's really cool and he brings. Yeah, I like he's a part of that kind of hyphy R&B rap stuff that's
Right? I'm
happening, and
down.
yeah, it's pretty dope. I like it.
I'm super down. I'm actually kind of stoked in like the direction that rap is going now because I feel like it was kind of for a while, and now we're actually getting some good stuff. So,
Yes,
but
me too.
what I was gonna say is knowing what I now know about Song of the Year and Record of the Year, like what the difference is. Adele winning Song of the Year, right on the money. Hello is a beautifully written song. It's great. It's wonderful. Love it. Fantastic. Record of the Year, absolutely 100% should have gone to either. I honestly think Beyonce for Formation, but
Hmm.
honestly, even 21 Pilots for Stressed Out.
See, yeah, that was yeah, I was gonna say with Chainsmokers, um, they are also a band that rightfully should have gotten a bunch of stuff, and I still listen to that album, and
Really?
I hear that stuff on the radio, and I
Is
haven't been.
Chainsmokers a thing that I should be trying to get myself into?
No. I'm not talking about Chainsmokers.
That's what you said. Oh, you're talking about 21 Pilots.
Yeah, Chainsmokers,
That's a
and then
great album. 21 Pilots is a great
yeah,
album.
yeah, I know, and I still hear Heathens and Stressed Out,
Hmm.
and
That's the
I hear
thing
it
is
a hundred times, and I still like the song, and I don't
yeah,
know.
like that's the thing is they're a band that is actually really good and makes really cool stuff that like I've never heard before, who also gets really great radio recognition, which does not happen ever.
Right? It's that perfect storm.
Yeah, really, truly. Like that's the thing is that's what the Grammy should be capitalizing on is bands like that who are actually like making it in both ways. Because that's the thing is the Grammys, it's a bunch of like record label people and like
Jerking each other off, basically.
yeah, basically circle jerking each other to see how much money they can make.
Right.
And that's the thing is like 21 Pilots is a band that'll make you a lot of money too because they get right into that like perfect age range, you know, that like 18 to 25 or what, not even like 16 to 25 or whatever, you
Yeah,
know, and they'll
basically,
buy fucking anything.
yeah,
They've
anything
got their
up till
parent, yeah, they've got their
25
parents' money to smell, to smell, to
and to smell.
to use, and like they'll just spend it wherever, and that's usually where it goes towards concert tickets and merchandise. Like they sell a lot of stuff, so I don't understand. And plus, like that's the thing is, you know, that the way that those songs sounds, that the actual recording that goes on to make those songs has to be really incredible. And same with Formation. Formation is a really intricate song. It's really, really well done. You know, the people that worked on it, I really do feel like they deserve that recognition for what they created. And instead, you have Hello winning, which is basically the most like, it's not even incredible in the way that like Phil Spector used to make pop songs incredible. You know what I mean? Like in production, it's just a like
It's just a
cut
good song.
yeah, it's a good song, but the actual recording of it was just really simple. It's by the textbook. It's nothing
Didn't do anything
remarkable.
new. It's just
No,
they
it's nothing
recorded
remarkable. And I
her
feel like
singing really well.
yeah, which it's Adele. That's not hard to do.
Yeah, she could. Well, they just video her with a piano in like a broken down house, and it just sounds super good.
Out back in an alley with like a cigarette like in the ashtray. Like she's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
She's fine. But yeah, so and I do think that album of the year should have gone to Beyonce because 25 is a great album.
Hmm.
It's a very, very well done album and it's beautiful and I loved it. Loved every second of it. However, I think Lemonade is the better album.
Fair enough.
I really do. And I love both of them equal. And that's the thing is Adele even knew that she shouldn't have won that.
Oh
Adele
yeah, because she
knew.
broke off half of it and gave it to
Yeah, and
Beyonce.
she gave basically her speech was basically saying like Beyonce, I'm sorry I took your things.
Yeah.
I fully recognize that I have no business winning this award. It belongs to you. It does not belong to me. I appreciate that about her too. I like Adele. She's a real ass bitch. I feel like we could be friends. Like she's down. She's cool. Like we could get some cheese fries and like go to a movie and like go to a bar. I feel like we would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, sorry. That's my that was my whole issue with like the people that won and didn't win. Beyonce also killed me with her performance. So you're now just speaking to my ghost.
Right.
Oh God, when that chair went back, I was just like, Jesus Christ, like stop making my heart beat so fast, Beyonce, because there are two beautiful little babies in there and I need them to stay safe.
My heart.
My heart, I was having an issue because I was watching it alone at home the day after and I was literally screaming like, woo bitch, like you better stop. It was bad.
Okay, so other music news.
Go for it.
There is a new Incubus just came out with a new song called "Nimble Bastard."
Oh Lord.
That's pretty good. If
You
you
get it,
like
Incubus. You're
Incubus,
Incubus.
if you like Incubus, you'll probably like it.
Like older Incubus or newer Incubus?
It's definitely newer, but of course, just like anything else Incubus does, it sounds the same but different
Mm-hmm.
because for
Because
some
it's
reason
Incubus.
that's what they do. I don't know how they do it, but
Some bands have no desire to really change that much, and that's
no,
fine.
but they do change, but it still
Sounds
sounds
the same.
like
But
Incubus.
I think, I don't know. I think that that's actually a really
It's awesome.
good
I don't know
quality
how
to
they
have
do
as a
it.
band. They're
Yeah,
amazing. They're really talented.
yeah. But yeah, the new album comes out April 21st,
That's
and
exciting.
then Linkin Park came out with a new song, and I
I
just
heard,
wasn't a fan at
I actually
all.
haven't listened to it all the way through, and that should tell you something.
Yeah,
I got
and
about halfway through and I went, oh, okay, I don't really need this.
and it's funny because the song name is Heavy. So when
Is it
I first
heavy?
hear that, I was like, Linkin Park new album, and it's called Heavy. And I was like, okay,
Cool. We're going to get back to our roots a little bit.
let's see what we got, and then it's emotionally heavy. Let's just
Oh, not like Meteora heavy.
or just Linkin Park, yeah.
I thought Meteora was like a heavier. I thought Meteora was heavier than the first album.
Yeah, I guess they're probably about the same. But yeah,
Hmm.
eh, yeah, it's not that good. So
I'm
there's that.
sorry.
Oh no, I mean I kind of fell off the Linkin Park wagon
I think we all
about
did. Like
10 years
after,
ago.
yeah, I was gonna say like after junior high.
Meteora.
Yeah, Meteora came out, and I remember buying that album and really liking it. And then even I grew out of that. I was like, all right, cool.
Oh, I didn't grow out of it. I
Oh,
just
I know you didn't.
I got that late 20s angst.
Well, they
Right?
came out with a couple, like, there's a couple songs that they've come out since then that I'm like, okay, like, I like Bleed It Out. I really enjoyed Bleed It Out.
Yeah.
That wasn't bad, but that sounded more like older stuff that they had done before.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I was down. Go figure.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, that's all I have for.
I wanted to add, there's been a lot of
Go
really
for it.
ballin' like concert announcements that have
Oh
come out.
yeah.
Dude, Metallica's going on a tour, which apparently people are very excited about.
Oh yeah, it's Metallica.
I don't care.
You're like the only person that doesn't like Metallica.
I know. One day I'll be converted, but
Well, one
it's
day I'm
just,
gonna make you listen to an album.
I
So
know. I know it's coming. But no, I'm just like, okay. But yeah, like that was the thing is they announced it on the radio station that Parker and I both listened to, and yeah, people were like, "Holy shit, Metallica's coming!" rah!" And I was like,
yeah.
"Oh, okay." So like, we're like excited for this.
Well,
All right.
I mean, they are a true blue stadium band,
They really are.
which
I will give
is
them that.
insane.
What's the thing? It didn't like Lady Gaga perform with them, and I caught bits and pieces of that, and it was really good, despite the fact that they had a lot of technical issues.
Yeah, yeah. Technical shows aside, yeah, which is a weird mix, but I could definitely see that happening.
Not to make my that didn't surprise me at all. And they're like, Lady Gaga's going to sing with Metallica. I was like, of course she is.
I was like, she's weird. I could see that.
Literally didn't shock me for a second. That's the
Right.
thing. Like, not to sound like that girl, but if Lady Gaga was touring with Metallica and like was singing for them, I'd go see that.
But yeah, absolutely. Everyone would want to see that.
I would be pretty into that. I feel like that might turn me over to Metallica.
I mean, that's a spectacle, and you could have a rock band with decent vocals.
That's two things I like.
Right? Mix it up a little bit, you know?
Yeah, I'd be down for that. That's got something for everybody at the party. So, but there's that. Deftones are going on tour.
Deftones.
I'm so excited for that. I really want to go see that show.
I think Weezer's still flopping around.
Dude, Weezer like
on the
never
tail
stops.
end of their.
I think that Rivers Cuomo doesn't know how to not be on tour.
No.
Maybe he like really doesn't like his family.
Or that, or maybe he just really likes making a lot of money.
No, I think honestly he just really likes to make music, and so he's either the only two things that Rivers Cuomo is ever doing is being on tour or
being in
working
the
on or being in the studio. No, for real, because Weezer puts out albums like crazy, and like Rivers Cuomo was constantly going off and doing stuff for other people. He did a song for Panic at the Disco, like. Yep. He's constantly running around. Like the man is just like very true to his craft, which I really appreciate. But yeah, they're constantly running around. Blake's going on tour again.
Yeah.
Weird. You know, there's a lot of. I'm fine with it. I want to go see Blink-182 really bad. I like this new lead singer. Actually, I don't miss anyone, and that unnamed person can suck it because.
Agreed.
He can go sing with a shitty band. I don't like him.
Oh.
So. But anyway, yeah, that's all I've got.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was kind of cool. A lot of cool concert announcements. That makes me excited for summer.
Yeah, it's a good summer season.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll go ahead and slide on into our main topic tonight. And Parker and I both really wanted to touch on this because I think it's something that's very near and dear to our hearts. I love a good cover song.
Absolutely.
I love a good cover song. I think it's really incredible what some people can do with other people's material. Mm-hmm. And I think that there's some really, really good ones, and I think there's some really, really bad ones. But we're going to be positive tonight, and we're going to focus. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we're two sunshiny friends. Mm-hmm. But we're going to focus on the positive tonight, and we're going to talk about our top 8 favorite covers of all time. And there might be some honorable mentions sprinkled in there as well.
Yeah.
First of all, I think we should kind of talk about what we think constitutes a good cover. What do you think, Mr. Barker?
Well, there's different ways to answer that question. I think a good cover, if you want to go just a strict cover, nothing fancy, basically you just have to pick a side. You have to either pick that you're going to follow it to the T or you're going to make it your own.
Agreed. There's no middle ground. It has to either sound like just enough like the original with a couple of key things, or it
Yes.
has to be totally different?
Because if it doesn't, then it sounds like you are at a dive bar and the cover band is playing.
Oh, and while that is a thing that both Parker and I enjoy, not in a nice way.
Well, yeah, but those are people who aren't millionaires and have a professional studio. I'm saying you would sound like those kind of
Yeah, they
people
perfect
as
those
a
covers in like
yeah,
Jason's garage after he gets home from work.
exactly. Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, if you're, you know, Joe Cocker, for example, you don't need to sound like that. You need to just make it your own,
Yeah.
which he does.
Yeah, he does.
Um,
Ooh,
yeah,
I know
so
what you're going to talk
I think
about.
those are kind of the biggest things. Pick a side and go for it.
I
Um,
agree.
yeah, and so that's yeah.
I agree. I'm kind of the same way. I think that a really good cover takes a song, maybe even like a really classic song, and kind of like gives it a totally different feel. Those are always my favorite kind of covers, are the ones that like when you first hear it, it doesn't sound anything.
Yeah, you're
Um,
thinking like, wait, is this? And you're like, oh, it is.
yeah, I love that.
Takes you a second to realize that it's actually a cover of another song.
Yes,
Like,
I love that.
super
I
cool.
love, love, love that.
Mhm.
So, all right, well, let's go ahead and dive in. Do you want to get started?
Sure.
I'll let you go
I
first.
guess my first band that they have two really good covers is Cake, which everyone should just listen to more Cake,
More cake.
just
More
all
cake.
around.
Your New Year's resolution should be more cake in 2017.
Yeah, they're just such a good band, and not enough people listen to them, and I think that's terrible. Anyway, their first one that I heard from them was their cover of "I Will Survive."
I love that song. I love that cover. That's such a good cover.
Yeah, and these guys go the way of they make it their own. Like they're covering the song because there's a lot of similarities. They definitely play the same notes and everything, but they do it in a different way. They omit some stuff, they add some stuff, and just the lead singer, I forgot his name, but his voice and how he carries the song is unique,
He also has a really great voice,
and he
too.
has a good voice.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that.
Um, but yeah, I Will Survive is just such a good, clever um, cover of a great song, and they make it their own, but they do it justice, and I really appreciate that. And their second cover, which I think um, is probably one of my more favorite covers, just because the way they go about it is they cover War Pigs, the song War Pigs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, they do it in a super weird way. They add some almost silly sounds, which is kind of weird because it kind of juxtaposition between the seriousness of the subject matter. I don't know. It's hilarious. It's a really good cover, and you should just listen to it because it's super duper good.
I love it. Very nice. So those are your first two?
Yeah, because they're both from Cake, so I just lumped them together
Oh, that's fine. Okay, I'm down
because
for
I
that.
break the rules.
Yeah, I know. You're a loner, Dottie. A rebel.
I know it.
All right. So I'm gonna go with my first one. My first one would have to be this is already one of my favorite songs just in general. I think it's a great song. But there's a lovely little ditty that you'll hear a lot around Halloween. Called I Put a Spell on You. And she and him, Zoe Deschanel's band,
Hmm.
they do a cover of it and they kind of slow
Oh,
it
really?
down. Oh my God, it's so good.
Does she slow down every song that she
Yes.
covers?
Yeah,
Okay.
she does a really pretty Beach Boys cover too, but that's not on my list. She only does it live. But they do this really beautiful cover of I Put a Spell on You, and they slow it down, and like all you really have is a little bit of guitar in the back, and oh my God, the way that they recorded it too, there's just a ton of like really, really good echo. And she, like Zoe Deschanel, actually has a really incredible voice that I don't think a lot of people really realize that.
Yeah.
She's a very classic voice. I love it.
Simple. It's clear.
It's
Easy to
very
understand.
clear.
I
She
like
has a
it.
really pleasing tone
Hmm.
to her voice. The timbre of her voice is really pretty.
Yes.
I love her. I could listen to her sing all day.
Yeah.
But they do this really incredible cover, and it just sounds like the original is very like kind of
Witchy.
very witchy. But this is like a little bit like spookier and a little bit more melancholy.
Oh, some more, yeah, some more sad versus spooky.
Kinda, yeah. It's oh my God, I love it. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
So that's one of those ones that I like to blast in my car and pretend that I can sing really well. And I sing it a lot. So, but yeah, that's definitely my first one. That's one of my favorite covers of all time. Just, oh God, it's so pretty. If you've never heard it, you can find it on Spotify. You can find it literally anywhere.
I have to look that up.
For sure. Go check it out. It's so good. All right. Back to you in the
Okay.
studio, Dan.
My second, or I guess third,
Mhm.
is "Take on Me," covered by Real Big Fish.
That's a great cover of it. There's a lot of covers of that song.
Yes, but I think this is probably the greatest cover.
Best one, Take It On Me was supposed to be a ska song.
Yes, and then that will go into my next point. Basically, anytime a ska band covers a song, it's better than the original.
It always
Just
is.
because ska is just made to cover because it doesn't take itself seriously, and
Mm-mm.
you can feel that in the music, and it's just trying to have fun.
It sounds like all the people in there trying to have fun. And it
Yeah,
would have to be with all those trombones and stuff on stage. You look
exactly.
silly.
Yeah, they take a lot of the melancholy of the 80s that I'm not a fan of, and they turn it into funky, happy-go-lucky 90s ska, and it's
So
awesome.
much better that way.
It's
That's
so
what we
much
should
better.
do. Let's hook up
Yes.
with a bunch of people that can actually play like real instruments, unlike
Right.
me,
Hey,
and
hey,
make
hey. The voice is the greatest instrument
it's the
there is.
most bullshit instrument that you can play. You don't have to have any real skill. You just unless you're Adele or Beyonce for that matter. So, but no, like that's the thing is like, why don't we just quit what we're doing, go
Go
find a
start
bunch
a
of
ska band?
yes, and like that can be our thing is we just cover like 80 songs.
Well, yeah, I'll just go to the where all the band nerds are playing at school, and I'll just go, hey, I need a trombonist, I need a someone plays trumpet, I need someone that plays some other random brass instrument. Come on.
Tell them, say, I know a girl who will sing with you guys, and she'll wear a short skirt and a long jacket.
See, there you go.
You're welcome for that, by the way. So
Yeah, so I think that is the greatest cover of all time, maybe. There
that's a
have a couple of
that's
covers,
a
but
great cover though.
it is.
That's a tough act to follow.
Yeah. Well, speaking of,
Well, I'm kind of glad you said that one actually, because this isn't a ska band, but it does involve a lot of horns and such. So oh my God, I'm blanking. Mark Ronson. He's a producer. He's a British producer. Everybody knows a Mark Ronson song. They just don't know that they know a Mark Ronson song
hmm
because he's not a singer. He's a musician and producer. Um, but Mark Ronson on his album did a cover and featured the late great, wonderful, beautiful, talented. God, I wish we hadn't lost her, Amy Winehouse, who I idolize. By the way, I love Amy Winehouse. I feel like I don't say that enough.
are you thinking about the song Valerie,
I am thinking of the song Valerie.
which is her greatest song?
I don't think it's her greatest song, but I think
Ooh,
I think it's top three, but I don't think it's her greatest song.
fair enough.
Um, but yeah, they do that cover of Valerie, and this is on a lot of people's lists. It's a great cover. They take this kind of like slow, it's not like a really sad song, but just kind of slow moving and and they kind of up the tempo and he adds all the trumpets and everything on it, which is what he's famous for. It's like, oh, just throw some trumpets and shit on it, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Um, but like the trumpets in it and the percussion and everything, it takes it to a whole different level, and her voice is so beautiful. And I also love when people do covers and they don't change the girl's name to a boy's name. I think that only
I hate
pansies
that.
do that. I think
I
only
hate that.
pansies do that. Don't be an asshole. Don't fucking change it. Don't be a dick. Like
It's
just
like
sing it.
it's like yeah, you're up on stage and you can't just
You can't say a girl's name, really?
like really
You can't
just
say a dude's name, really?
yeah. I don't.
I will come and take the mic from you. Oh
Yeah.
well, I'll do it and I'll finish the song and I'll do it right.
See, that's the thing. You have to either keep it straight or you have to go off a left field.
It's got to be Valerie. It has
But
to be. That's the song. That would be like changing the name in Gloria. You can't do that. That's the whole point of the
yeah,
song.
it's not like you're changing just a random word like it's the
No,
the
not like
name
you're
of the
changing
song.
like but to or. You're changing
Yeah.
like an integral. You're changing the title of the song.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
So, but no, I love that cover. It's just, it's a great example of what happens when you, it's kind of like they took that song and just like turned up the volume on it a little bit and added a little extra. I think it's a,
Something, something.
yeah, a little something, something. I think it's a good example of what happens when you get a lot of really talented people in a room together and a lot of cocaine.
Yeah, that definitely helps.
So much cocaine. But still, I appreciate that, Mark Ronson. Thank you for giving me that. So, but yeah, that's my second one on the list.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
My next one, which might, I don't know, might disrupt yours, but it's
How dare you?
Such Great Heights.
That was on my list.
Yes, by Iron and Wine.
Such a good cover. Oh,
Yeah, it's just a really good song, and I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did.
did
But
I play that for you the first time?
you did, because
Yes.
you introduced me to Iron and Wine.
I love Iron and Wine. I wanted to tour with Iron and Wine for a really long time.
Well, you just look like the extra.
I do.
Yeah,
I really do with my
but
glasses and.
yeah, Iron and Wine is just they're a good band,
hmm
and it's just a really good. It's a good song just to start off with.
Well, yeah.
You're
That
starting
Postal
with some
Service song is a great song. I love Postal Service.
yeah. So you're starting out with a good song, and they basically just slow it down and let it breathe,
hmm
and I really like that.
Well, and they turn this like really sweet, like happy little, like pretty little love song that is already so well done,
Hmm.
and they make it into this like heartfelt ballad.
It's like a love letter that they're
It
singing.
really is. It's like they're singing a little love letter, and you can hear it, and like all the little mandolin. Oh God, it's so
Yeah,
pretty. I
yeah.
love that song.
They tone it down, they let it breathe a little bit, and they just let it sink in, and
Yes,
it's hard to not like this song, and it's hard to not like the cover. And I think I like the cover more, but I'm not sure because
I'm gonna be honest with you.
it's rough.
I heard the cover first.
Oh, really?
And then heard, and it was one of those things. Sometimes I feel like you can actually tell like which one is the real version of the song.
See, sometimes I have a hard time.
I could not tell with this one. I had to look I remember being in like high school and having to like look it up.
Yeah,
So because I was like, but they both sound,
it
because it really
fits.
like, yeah, it fits with Iron and Wine so well. And like the lyrics are very Iron and Wine lyrics. Like,
Yeah, it's all sappy
yeah.
love stuff. So
And
that's
like very sweet and kind of like metaphorical and oh, so good.
yeah.
That's such a great cover. I'm so glad that you put that on your list. That makes me happy.
I'm here to please you, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. Well, I'll slide on into my next one. So there it secrets out. Lainey's not really into metal that much. Like
What?
that's not really my no. Whoa, that's not really my jam. As I've gotten older, as the years have aged me,
Wow.
I think it's made me a little bit more susceptible to it. I enjoy a lot more stuff. I used to hate Black Sabbath, and now I like Black Sabbath a lot more.
Yeah, I hate Black Sabbath, which is such a
I
weird
was
sentence for
young.
me to hear.
I was young. I didn't know what I wanted. All right. I was rebelling. That
Right.
was my way of rebelling.
Right.
So, well, I wouldn't say I hated. Like, I was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
It just wasn't really my thing. I was still so wrapped up in Led Zeppelin. It was like, no one will ever compare. So I just couldn't do anything about it.
Which I mean, I mean, just so we're
Aren't you glad that that sentence was wrapped up in Led Zeppelin and not wrapped up in like
anything
anybody,
else.
Justin Bieber or something like that? Like, aren't you
Right.
so glad? So, but they have a very famous song called Iron Man, and the Cardigans of Loveful fame cover it on their first album. If you have never heard it, you need to stop what you're doing and go listen to it right now. For real.
I
Pause the pod.
haven't. I
You need
haven't
to
heard it.
listen to it. Pause the podcast. Go check it out. It's so good. Oh my God, I
All
love
right. What's the name again for everybody?
it. It's the Cardigans, that's the band, covering Iron Man.
Oh
It's
man, I have heard this song. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good. This is a really good example of a cover that when you first hear it, you're like, what the hell is this?
Hmm.
It sounds really familiar. And it is the polar opposite of what Black Sabbath did. And it
Yes,
works so well.
it does.
They make
It's
it into this kind of like that early 90s, like kind of like hypnotic-y, like,
they don't
you
take
know,
themselves seriously.
They don't take themselves seriously singing
Which I
it at
love
all,
it.
and it's perfect. And the lead singer's voice works. I love her voice. It works so well because she's just like kind of like flirtily, like kind of ethereal, like singing it. Oh my God, it's so good.
Hmm.
But the first time I heard this, I remember I listened to like nothing else for a week. It was just, I was obsessed with it. I had to dissect it. It was so good. I wanted to throw myself out a window. Like it was just, I loved it so much. But for real, like I think that that's a great example of what turning a song on its head and getting it right sounds like.
I agree completely.
Oh, so good. Like I said, welcome back if you paused and went and listened to it. And
I mean,
also,
how
right?
good was that?
Like, how good was that? You're
Yeah.
so welcome. It's okay. You don't have to continue to thank me because you're so welcome.
Every once in a while, we throw out decent things.
I know we kind of know a little bit about what we're talking about. We
A
listen
little
to
bit,
enough music, so
right? You're
Jesus.
bound to get it eventually.
Exactly. So, all right, what's your next one?
My next one, and I can't believe it took me. It was
Hmm.
uh, it was last on my list because I came up with it, but I moved it up further up so I could talk about it earlier. And I'm upset that it took me so long. But "Killing Me Softly" by the Fugees.
Dude, no, that's on my list too.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh man,
You know how much I love that song. I'm obsessed with
it's
that song.
such a good song.
That is my, if I felt like I had better like vocal chops, that would be my go-to karaoke song.
It takes a song that really was
It
okay
was kind of whatever and
and
made it a
makes
hit.
it. I think people think that they wrote that song. Like I think it's ubiquitous with the
It's
Fugees.
yeah. No, everybody no one in fact, you know what's funny is I was talking to somebody about this song earlier today. We were talking about Lauryn Hill. And they didn't know that it was a cover. Because I mentioned I was like, oh yeah, I said that's on my list for the show I'm doing tonight. And they were
Yeah.
like, for what? And I was like, oh, it's a cover. It's a cover? Yes, it's a cover. Like
Yeah, I didn't know that it was a cover either for the
little
longest time.
little Lainey did not know that it was a cover until I think my dad explained it to me that it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
So, but oh my God, I love that song so much. I will sing it over and over and over again. I love the sitar. Oh God, it's so good.
Oh, her voice is just insane.
Lauryn Hill, R.I.P. She's not dead, but her career is.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love her so much.
So yeah, that is and I was like I said, I was upset that I thought of it too late. Or not too late, but late. So I
So
had to
late in the
put it.
game.
Yeah.
So good.
So yeah, that's my next one.
Dude, and nothing like I love the fact that if you like sing like strong in my face, like somebody will immediately jump in with that one
Yeah.
time.
One time. Yeah. They're just the one time guy.
You got the Wyclef in there,
Yeah. Yeah,
obviously.
and then I was doing some research. It's like, and I forgot that it was Wyclef on the
Yeah, it was
song.
Wyclef. You didn't know that?
No, I totally
He
forgot
was in
about that.
the Fugees.
Yeah,
Yeah, because that's not a Lauryn Hill song. That's a Fuji song.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
People get that mixed up too. People think that that song is on the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, and it's not.
That is straight up Fugees.
That is a Fuji song.
Mhm. But yeah,
Ooh, that
I
would be a good way for her to make all
suggest
that money back.
to all of our thousands of listeners to go and listen to the original, and then listen to the Fugees, so you
You're going to appreciate it so
absolutely
much
know
more.
that the Fugees is better.
That it was supposed to be a Fuji song. But it does, though. It
Yes.
sounds like it's like Lauryn Hill, like from Lauryn Hill's diary. It really does.
Yeah,
God, so good. It's a Roberta Flack song, I think.
Flack. Yes.
So I love it. I'm so glad you said that. Oh, shit. Oh, all right. Sorry, I had to recover from that. I love that song. I fangirl real hard for that song.
Apparently.
So the next one on my list, we're gonna stick with a little like 90s vibe for just a second. Secrets Out. I love me some 90s pop. I really do. I think that that was just a golden age
Hmm.
of pop music. I think that a lot of really dumb but really good dumb shit came out then.
I agree.
And one of the dumb shits that came out of that was the Spice Girls.
Right.
I love the Spice Girls. And they have a really great song called Giving You Everything, which, by the way, if you haven't listened to that song in a while, go back and listen to it and enjoy some of the genius that is the production of that song.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, it's actually pretty well produced. And then go watch the version that's in the movie that they did and enjoy that and all of their crazy outfits. Make a night of it. It's worth it.
Make a 90s night.
Make a 90s night out of it. But I believe she's a I'm probably getting this wrong, and if I offend anybody, I'm so sorry. I think she's a Swedish artist, and I'm not 100% sure how to.
Swedish.
Yes, I'm not 100% sure how to say her name because the O in it has that line through it.
Yeah.
But I think it's Mo. I think that's what I'm going to say. But she does a cover of Giving You Everything, and it's so good. Like, it's kind of like electronic-y, but like a little bit different. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like what Lorde does, especially what Lorde did on her EP, not on the album. But on her EP with like anything on that EP really. I was gonna
It's a
cite a
really good
specific song.
EP.
God, that's such a good EP. I like that EP better than the album.
Yes.
But anyway, sorry. But no, it's so good. Like it sounds very, very different, but the lyrics work so well. It kind of just sounds like it's her song. But it's so good. I love it. I think again, a really good example of what happens when you take a really good song that's already a good song and kind of put your own spin on it, slap it up a little bit, throw some baller vocals on there and some really good harmonies. They change up the harmonies on it too, which is so good.
Ooh,
I know. I love that. I love that. So it was, oh my God, so good. It's great. Again, another one. Stop, go listen to it and enjoy it. And also listen to the original because why not?
Since you're there.
Since you're there already, you're already on Spotify, so you might as well. We know you want to.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, Giving You Everything by Mo. Go check it out.
Okay.
Okay.
Now that everybody's back from listening to your songs,
You're welcome.
my next song is a perfect example of how you can take a song and put your own spin to it, but make it a billion times better. And that is With a Little Help from My Friends from Joe Cocker.
No one knows that that's a cover.
Yes.
No one knows that that's a cover.
Do you know why? Well, I think I know why. It's
I know
because
why.
it's not a good song by the Beatles.
No, it's not.
Like, it's really not that good.
I know that that's sacrilegious, and no one's allowed to say that there's a bad Beatles song. But guess what, guys? There's some bad Beatles songs.
There are. Helter Skelter is such a dumb song.
A dumbass song.
Yeah, that whole era, that not quite hippy dippy stuff, but like when they started,
They were
like,
still trying to kind of find where they were going.
Yeah, it's anyway.
They were
Joe
on a
Cocker,
journey.
but yeah, Joe Cocker's voice just annihilates that song.
Joe Cocker also has a really great voice.
Yeah, he does. He just that is just a Joe Cocker song from now on because the Beatles shouldn't claim it at all. They should just give it to him.
No one knows that that's a cover. I'm telling you.
Good.
No one knows that that's a cover.
So now everyone's going to pause again for the 4th time. Listen to.
Go check it out.
With a Little Help from My Friends from the Beatles. Listen to it. It's probably 2 seconds long. And then listen to the Joe Cocker version, which is 15 minutes long and makes it way better.
Oh, and also while you're doing that, come across a little fun thing that I discovered the other day. Well, not the other day, but a while back, which was, do you guys realize like how good Sly from Sly and the Family Stone's voice is?
I didn't really think
I feel like we slept on that. I'm just saying. He's got a very pleasing tone to his voice, and I really like it. Anyway.
Duly noted.
So go check that out while you're doing stuff.
Right, yeah. Yeah, Joe Cocker just, the arrangement of that song, they kicked it up into 15th gear. Everything about that song is just...
He gave it the heart that the Beatles did it.
Yeah. And he made every part of it just better. He amped it up.
He made it living, breathing, bleeding, crying. He gave it what it needed.
And if you don't listen to Joe Cocker or don't know much about him, listen to this song and you will just go, oh yeah, he's just a really good singer and he knows what he's doing, and why haven't I listened to more of him? That's probably what you're going to say. Just because you can feel him when he's singing, and you can feel where it's coming from. It's
my dad
good.
Loves Joe Cocker, and I remember him giving me one of those a Joe Cocker album for Christmas one year.
It's like the male version of what's her
name? No, you're not going to say Beyonce.
No, she died 27.
That does not Amy Winehouse.
No. Way back in the day.
Janis Joplin?
Janis Joplin. She's like a male version of Janis Joplin where you
Yeah,
can
I could see
feel
that.
you
Yeah.
can feel them singing, and it's they just elevate it.
Yep.
Okay, your turn.
Agreed. Oh my god. All right, so my next one. I don't like Oasis. Little fun fact for you.
Hmm.
I don't like Oasis. I don't like Wonderwall. I don't like Champagne Supernova because all of those songs were ruined for me in high school whenever Yutz with an iPod made me listen to it over and over and over again. Everybody thought that they were so goddamn deep. She's like, well, it's not Coldplay. No, it's Oasis. And really, that's just as bad.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's just. Did you?
I knew that was going to piss you off. No, I'm kidding. But like for real though, like you know what I'm talking about. Like everybody that thought that they were like fake deep and listen though. Everybody that thought
Wait.
they
Are
were
you? Wait.
ever
People thought that Coldplay was deep.
yes.
Wait, who thought this?
A lot of people thought this.
Oh,
People that you and I both know.
really?
We won't name names. We'll talk about it later.
Huh.
Okay.
But yeah, don't compare. As long, well, at least
I'm
not
not comparing.
Yellow.
This is what I'm saying.
That's one of the best songs.
It's a great song. But that's not what I'm saying. I'm not comparing. I'm not saying it's exactly the same thing. What I'm saying is that when we were in high school, the two biggest Oasis songs that there are,
The only two that anyone knows from Oasis.
yes, were ruined for me because those are the only two songs that anybody knows from Oasis, and I just had to hear them so many times.
Where's even the joke? Well, here's Wonderwall.
Well, here's Wonderwall. Literally,
that's even.
I use that all the time, by the way.
As you should.
Just a little fun fact. Anyway, here's Wonderwall. But speaking of Wonderwall, Ryan Adams does a cover of Wonderwall that I wish was the only version of Wonderwall that we had.
Really?
It's really pretty. He slows it down and he takes some of the extra shit out of it. And he also has a much better voice. And he makes
that's not hard to do.
Not hard at all.
Jeez.
And he changes it up and makes it sadder and more melancholy, and it sounds like a lullaby, and the way that it's recorded is beautiful. I love it. As far as I am concerned, that is the only version of that song that exists.
Well, I'll have to listen to it.
Oh God, it's so pretty. It's just pretty, like it breaks your heart. It's so good. And it makes you kind of sad, but in the best way. I love it. It's so pretty. I want him to only do stuff like that. Also, fun fact, Ryan Adams did an entire cover of Taylor Swift's 1989, and shocker of all shockers, much better than the original. Duh.
No.
I know. I know you're shocked, but true. True fact.
Was it because he wasn't feeling 22?
He was not feeling 22. And right about now, about 1 million Taylor Swift stans are going to be like, that's not even on that album. But you know what, guys? We don't care.
Oh, I have no idea. I was just trying to.
I know you don't care. I'm just letting you know.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he's feeling more like 38. So
right. He's feeling like his knees hurt when it's cold outside.
Yeah, he's feeling like tour is getting kind of hard to do now when you're in some of those chilly cities.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay, well, my last one, or my last hard one, is Jeff Buckley's cover of Hallelujah.
I love that cover. That's on my list too.
Just hauntingly good.
That guitar at the beginning, makes me feel like I'm crying every time. Oh God, it's so good.
And then I was doing some looking up and stuff, and it took him years to be happy with the song.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, he went back like a bunch of times and rewrote and re-recorded and changed stuff up, and but holy shit, it's so good.
So good.
Yeah, it brings it, elevates it to it. That is his song, basically.
Yeah,
there
absolutely.
should be another, like, that's the cover.
That's, I think, but you know what's funny about that cover is I think that is what the original was kind of trying to go for.
Yeah, I think he.
But he nailed it. He got the essence of that song. He got it perfect.
Yeah, I think it was a lot of, he kind of saw what the song was meant to be, and it just took them a long time to figure out how to actually write it down.
That song is supposed to rip your heart out, and I think that Jeff Buckley does the best job of that.
And it does,
It
yeah.
really does. Oh God, it's so good.
So yeah, that is my last of my top 8.
Oh yeah, because you did 2, didn't you?
Yeah, because I cheated.
So I have 2 more, huh?
Whoa.
Yeah, because
You're
I've
doing
only done
math.
1, 2. Shut up.
Yes, you have 2 more.
Yeah, I have 2 more. Okay, so the next one is gonna be, this is one of my favorite songs, which I'm sure we'll discuss on another show. But there is a song called Sleepwalk that no one knows because you know it when you hear it, but no one knows because there are no lyrics in the song. It is an instrumental. And I really, really love the original. And then I found out that Deftones does a cover of it.
Yes, they do. And that is the only reason I know this song.
I know. um, but it just works so well because like I made well, fun fact, I made Parker go and listen to the original song and he was like, no, because it's just not his jam.
It just, yeah.
But I think he can agree with me that like it really does a good job of taking a classic song and really updating it and making it feel really modern, but still keeping like the general feeling of the song.
Yeah, it brought it out of the black and white era and brought it into the internet era.
Absolutely. And I
And
love the way that it sounds. I would that's one of those songs that I would love to have been a fly on the wall when they were recording it
yeah,
because it sounds so different. And it that's the other thing I like about it is it keeps kind of a similar sound. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's just really good and it keeps a very similar feel to it. Like the emotion of the song is really good and it's still really pretty, but they just do such a good job of covering it. Like it still sounds kind of dreamy and kind of wistful, but a little bit harder.
hmm
Oh, it's so good. I love, love, love it. I'm so glad. I love Deftones too, so I'm so glad that they kind of got to put a spin on it.
well, I mean, they definitely put their Deftones sound.
Yeah, it sounds very, very Deftones,
Yes, they.
but while still keeping
Mhm.
true to what Santo and Johnny
Yeah,
had originally come up with.
which I can kind of understand why they would cover that song because a lot of the, I guess, not the notes themselves, but just how they're put together. I guess like I don't know,
The harmonies in it and everything
the way,
is kind of
yeah, they kind
Deftones.
of flow and move through the
Mhm.
song. They're very reminiscent of what um, they like to do in most of their songs,
Absolutely.
and just that kind of melancholy-ish almost tone going through everything.
It's
It's just
very melancholy. It's a very melancholy song.
yeah, and they kind of amp it up too.
Absolutely. So good. So, so good. All right, and then the last of my top 8 is gonna this is also another one of it's a song, I wouldn't call it one of my favorite songs, but I think it's just a really good song. And you could make fun of me all you want, but, Addicted to Love, made famous by one Robert Palmer. That's
Hey,
that one.
that is I love
That's a
Robert Palmer.
great
Yes,
song.
it is. Yes, I love Robert Palmer though, so I can't.
He's actually, like, pretty legit. But it's a great song.
hmm
That genuinely is a really good like, go and actually, like, look at the words, like, really well written.
Yeah,
And just, like,
it's
it's
a
super
solid song.
it's a very solid song.
Yeah.
I fucking love that song. So, and I get really excited when people cover it because I think it's one of those ones that's very hit or miss. But I've heard a lot of people have covered it. There are a lot. I didn't realize this until I was like looking up the like correct name of the cover I was looking for. But like a lot of people have covered the song. Like
Oh yeah,
Florence and the Machines covered it, which
I wasn't a big fan of.
I wasn't either. But I also am not a big fan of Florence and the Machine.
Yeah,
Um, but there's a ton of covers. But my favorite is there's one by Eddie Front.
Eddie Front.
She's a
Nice.
lovely lady.
Uh huh.
And it's so good. Like she quiets it down, she slows it down, and she makes it like sound a lot more like seductive and kind of like menacing, kind of. I don't know. It's so good. She like her the tone of her voice, like she's singing so much softer. She's not like hitting it quite as hard.
Right.
And it's just like it sounds so quiet. It almost sounds like she's like whispering it to somebody
Nice.
and like taunting them. I love it. It's so good. Oh my God, I love it. But I think that that's the best cover that anyone's done of that song.
Okay.
I think that that should be the only cover that they ever do of that song ever.
Right.
I'm sure no one agrees with me, but that's okay. So, but yeah, that's definitely in my top 8. I love that cover. Again, go listen to it right now. You're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about. It's gonna make you feel so sexy.
So sexy.
So sexy. So get ready. But all right, so do you have any honorable mentions, Parker?
Yeah, I feel like I have to talk about it just because we're talking about covers, and I want to.
We are talking about covers, so that's
Yeah,
correct.
and this is my forum to just
To express yourself?
vent. Yeah.
Express
Uh,
yourself.
I will. So the cover of Johnny Cash's "Hurt," which is
Oh,
originally Nine Inch Nails.
you mean the Johnny Cash song "Hurt" that
Yeah.
apparently some other band sang first?
Yes. So
That's Johnny Cash's song.
I detested the Nine Inch Nails version of the song.
I pretend that it doesn't exist.
And I think because of years of hating that song, I don't like Johnny Cash singing it either. I can't stand hearing that song by a man that I actually enjoy, and it upsets me that people really like the song. I guess mostly just because I heard it too much for the Nine Inch Nails, and I can't stand their version of it. And
So
so it
wait, is
ruined
this
me.
the cover that you hate?
Yes, yes.
Oh, I thought we were just doing honorable mentions and covers that we also really like that just didn't make it into our top 8.
Well, for me, it's this is my I'm gonna just talk shit about it.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I don't appreciate that because I actually think that that was the song that saved his career, but okay.
I know, but that's why I had to say it because I have you're recording it, so I might as well say it,
Oh
right?
my God.
But yeah, so I can't stand it, and I don't understand why everyone loves it so much.
Okay, well, I love it, and I'm going to tell you why right now.
Go for it.
So, one of the reasons I already liked it because when the first time I heard it, I think that for a man who has gone through as much as he did, it was nice to hear somebody sing that song and get it right.
Hmm.
It was nice to hear somebody sing that song and get the emotion like on the money.
What it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Yes. Love Johnny Cash. Oh my God, I love it. But then I fell in love with it even more when I watched that Soundbreaking docuseries and I learned a little bit about like the background of when he was recording it and like when it was introduced to him. And it just made me cry like a little bitch. And it was just like, I love it. I think that it's not a song that I'm like, ooh, you know what I'm going to go listen to? But it's one that I really appreciate because I think that it's almost like a standard that I think you could hold other covers to of what it sounds like to do it and do it right and get it right and really find like the soul of that song. Really find like what it's supposed to be about.
Right.
So I love that song. I love Johnny Cash.
No, I like Johnny Cash.
I know you do. Yeah, Parker hates Johnny Cash, so spread that around like wildfire.
Yeah.
He just fucking hates him.
Yep.
Can't fucking stand him. He's
He's
like,
the
ring
worst
a
guy.
fire, I'll show you a ring of fire.
Gross.
So yeah, he's not he's not into it. All right. Dummy.
Mhm.
Do you have another one?
Well, what is do you have the rest of your
Yeah,
ones
I
that
have
you
the
like?
I have the rest of mine that I like.
How many more do you have?
1, 2, 3, 3.5.
I'll bring them on. See what you got.
All right, so I have the cover of "Where's My Mind" by Trampled by Turtles.
Oh, damn! That's so good.
It's a great cover. So if you don't know, Trampled by Turtles is a bluegrass band. And they do a cover of the Pixies' classic song, "Where's My Mind."
And they also have one of the best band names too.
Trampled by Turtles?
Yes.
Absolutely. Fantastic band name. Well done, guys. Good job all around.
Mhm.
But it's so good.
Yeah, it
like
is.
like all of the instruments that a bluegrass band has, just like you don't think it's gonna fit perfectly, but it does, and it's so good. I love it. I listen to it and it makes me happy. It's just wonderful.
Yeah, you can't not like it.
Yeah, you can't not enjoy it.
Yeah. And
Like if you
then,
don't enjoy it, then apparently you don't have a soul. So enjoy your condo in hell.
well, it's also one of those songs where you listen to, you're like, is this a oh wow, yeah,
Oh my
this
god,
is
this
that
is really
song.
a cover. This is.
Yeah,
I love it. So good. But yeah, so that's one of them. Do you want me to go on?
absolutely.
Okay, so that's one, and then my other one is okay, there's an album actually called If I Were a Carpenter. I grew up knowing some stuff about the Carpenters, just having the parents that I have. Knowing about Karen Carpenter especially, as again being a singer. When I found out about this album, I was really interested in it. There's a lot of really good. It's all covers, and it's just different bands covering Carpenter songs. And on it, there's an artist called Shonen Knife, and she does a cover of Top of the World, and she turns it into this adorable, happy-go-lucky, like 90s girl anthem, and I love it. I love it so much. It's got like the cute like 90s guitar in it, and like her accent in it makes it so adorable. Like it's so good. I really like it a lot. So I like to play it when I'm like driving around
Getting a little,
in my combat boots,
little
feeling like a
angsty.
yeah. It gets like the thing is, it's not even like angsty. It's just like it. I don't know. It
Riot Girl.
sounds no. It's not even that riot girly. Like it's just like really cute. I do have it on a playlist with some Veruca Salt, but I don't want to talk about that. So, but it's so good. Like it just she did such a good job of like of still keeping it. It still kind of sounds like the original, but it's a little bit grittier. It's so good. I love it. So that's my other one, and then my last one is a cover of Dirty Diana, the famous Michael Jackson song that was done by The Weeknd.
Oh, really?
On one of his EPs. I think it's on the trilogy. But yeah,
Hmm.
fun fact, I'm gonna sound like a big, huge asshole, but I really enjoyed The Weeknd way back when. Before he came out with his like first official studio album, back when all of
Before
his
anyone heard of him.
not to sound like a dickhead, but yes,
But
okay.
yes, yeah.
But back when his EPs were all available for free on his website.
Well, what he had, what, two mixtapes?
He had three.
Three of them. That's
That's
right.
what the trilogy is.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. So, but on it is on one of those mixtapes is Dirty Diana, and he just does such a good job. He, again, it feels very similar to the original, but just different. And oh god, it's so good. And he hits a lot of that same like feeling in it, and like the production on it is really really good. It's just a great cover. I love it. In fact, at one point when I first heard it, I remember I played it a lot, and it was funny. My roommate and I at the time did not realize it, but we were both playing different versions of it at the same time
Hmm.
and started yelling at each other to turn it down, and then realized that we were having dueling Dirty Dianas.
Nice.
So that was a fun night. But yeah, shout
Good.
out to David.
Oh,
So,
what?
but yeah, that was a fun time. But yeah, I love that cover. That's a really great cover. And I know even somebody who doesn't like The Weeknd, like Parker, should check it out because it is really good.
Yeah. I don't dislike The Weeknd.
I know it's just not your jam.
I just don't go out of my way to listen to him.
You don't need to listen to too much of it now, so you're good.
Okay, now I have a very important question to ask you.
Uh-oh.
Will anyone ever make a good cover of Imagine?
No.
Okay.
I think that I think Yoko put a curse on it.
Because I've heard like several covers of it. One by Jack Johnson.
I
which
knew
is
you were gonna say that.
terrible.
Yeah, it is.
Another one by jeez.
Katy Perry did a version of it that sucked.
Oh, really? Yeah. I know. I've heard 3 or 4 covers.
Coldplay's done a version of it that sucked.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was terrible.
Coldplay, I believe, if I remember correctly, performed it live as well
Yes,
at
they did.
Lollapalooza, and I said, "Ooh, no, girl, I'm good, but thank you."
Yeah, I just didn't think it was even possible to have
Now
a
it's
good cover.
time to go home, Chris Martin.
Yeah.
So it was a lot.
Yeah, can they just stop making music?
And I think they're almost there.
I hope so.
I think that the stadium tour is all they've got in them.
They should just stopped when it hit like the year 2000. They should have
They're
just started
getting
making music.
old too, so I just don't think they've still got it in them.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't think that you're allowed to do a good cover of Imagine.
Yeah. It just because I mean it's an okay song. Like I like it, sure, but I would love
I
for
don't
someone
think
to
that's the thing is I
do
think
a
you and
cover.
I also don't think that it's like the soaring, incredible anthem that a lot of people seem to think it is.
No, it's just some hippie dream.
Kind of a one-off song. Like it's just okay, like it's pretty, but
The
you know,
only
great
decent
message.
song from that album, because
I know.
that album is so bad.
It was a really bad album.
Oof. Yeah.
R.I.P. John. We miss
Rip,
you, but
rip in
seriously,
peace.
rip in peace, man. Hate you. All right. Well, do you have any other quandaries, sir?
No, I think that's it for the cover discussion. I
Also,
mean, unless you have something.
congratulations to our listeners, by the way, for getting a lovely peek into one of my favorite conversations to have with Parker. Is when he starts with, "Can I ask you a question?" Or
I just want
I
to be
have a
curious.
question.
And
Those
it's
are always
usually
God. Those are always so good. I love
see,
it.
there you go.
It's so good.
Because you never know what it's going to be.
It usually knocks me on my ass because it's usually really funny. So.
Yeah, I try.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and slide on into our homework that we had last week.
We did have homework
We had some last week. Also, like, sorry
last
guys
year.
that it took us so long to record another one. We've got lives. Like, I'm gonna be real. We've got lives and shit. So,
Yeah.
but we each assigned each other an album
Hmm.
and listened to it all the way through multiple times, I believe.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the rule. You have to sit down and listen the whole way through the
Whole
full
way through.
time. Absolutely.
And then you can go back and check it out again,
Yeah, because it's
however
a
you want.
album review.
Yes. So, Parker, would you like to go first and talk about the album you were assigned?
Sure. So I was charged with listening to Chanel Orange by Frank Ocean. So my extent of knowledge about Frank Ocean was I thought he was a white guy that sang silly little songs on the beach, like your
Did you really think he was
Jack
white?
Johnson. Yes, with the name of Frank Ocean. For the
You're
longest time, I always heard I was like, oh, so he plays a ukulele, sings about getting too drunk one night and having sand in your toes.
you're a dummy.
I was like, okay, so that's who Frank Ocean is. And then
No, how did you think that though? Because for as long as you've known me, like been listening to Frank Ocean for years.
I I have no idea. And
Oh my
then
God, we
it
don't listen.
happened, I think last year when everyone was freaking out about the Frank Ocean album coming out.
The new one?
Blonde, yeah, Blonde.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because I remember going on Twitter, I'm like, man, seems like a lot of people really like this guy. And then I saw a picture, I was like, oh, he's not a white guy that sings.
You
But
didn't
he's
realize that he was black until this year,
no, it was
or
last
within
year.
the last 6 months.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So that was my extent. Anyway, so
Matt, I'm so sorry. I know that you're going to be listening to this, and I feel like I failed you, and I'm
well,
sorry.
that's not my R&B is not my strong suit.
Oh, Maddie, I swear I'm working on him. Continue.
So Chanel Orange came out in 2011, I think.
Channel Orange came out.
Is
No.
it Channel or Chanel?
It's Channel. I thought you were being funny.
Oh no, yeah, 2011. Yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry, 2012.
It came out in 2012 because I was 22.
Is it
Oh my God.
Chanel? It's Channel Orange.
Chanel.
Okay, so Channel Orange.
has one N.
I don't know. Anyway, so
Oh,
that's how much I knew.
honey.
So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
it was a pretty good album. It felt like it was along the lines of like Childish Gambino,
Yes.
Tyler the Creator,
Yes.
which that whole, like I said, the whole hyphy R&B kind of stuff, which I
It's your jam.
really do like. Yeah, Tyler the Creator, his that album Goblin is so good.
It was a
It's
good album.
super weird. His raps are awesome. It's
He's
different.
a weird dude.
Yeah, he's just a weird guy. and I
And
get,
it works for him.
yeah, some of the vibes of him and Childish Gambino too,
Oh,
um,
for sure.
from this album. And then I got some Kanye West in the longer songs, especially with
Hmm.
like a guitar coming in at the end of a rap song,
You're
which,
welcome.
Kanye kind of was the one to do that, and everyone's like, "Wait, can you do that though?" He's
Yes, you can.
and he's like, "Yeah, I'm
I
Kanye."
just did. Well, he's
Yeah,
Kanye West, so he went, just did, motherfucker.
yeah, exactly.
And then he yelled about Jesus for a while, and then he went home.
Yeah. Well, this was still when Kanye was still not a super duper crazy person.
True, but he would still do stuff like
Well,
that.
yeah, absolutely. So I'd like the album. What one of my favorite parts is, as I was listening, the intro and the first little bit of the song would just be like a regular R&B song that I've heard a billion times on the radio and promptly change the channel because it's awful. But in every song, he does something super weird and different,
Yes, he does.
and it makes me want to actually listen to the song. And I was surprised by that fact, and I was very happy. And I was like, "Oh, so he's like actual artist, and actually makes music and knows how to flip things around." And I really enjoyed that. Um, Obviously, John Mayer being in there, um,
Yeah, they're friends.
which is really cool, and I think that fits very well because I don't know. It just seems like they would kind of mesh together well if they did more collaborations, I believe.
They
The
he was on not his latest album. Frank Ocean was on John Mayer's last album for not long enough, but
Right.
continue.
But yeah, I would kind of
Uh,
like to see them do maybe more stuff like that, especially like his guitar work at the end of songs is really nice and
I would really
adds to everything.
enjoy a full album of just the two of them together.
That would be cool.
I would take that. Like yeah, John, how about, John Mayer trio, John Mayer duo, you and Frank hit the road.
Do it. Do it.
But he's not as relevant anymore, so I think it should just be like Frank Ocean
Yeah.
like starting it.
Um Also having Andre 3000 ever makes every album better just because it's Andre
Literally.
3000.
Literally. He could just
Yeah,
breathe
right.
on it. It's like, oh my
Yeah.
God, this is so great.
I like the song Super Rich Kids is pretty good. I like that's a
That
little
is
bit.
such a good song.
Yeah, it's really good. But
That like really good like piano. Oh, so good. So good.
yeah, it's simple. It's not super crazy, but it's just having that piano in there and
And
the
a great
several
hook.
voices. Yeah.
A great hook that's not really a
Hmm.
hook.
Yes. It's just yeah, it kind of just brings you along with the song without you getting caught up that, oh, that's the hook that they were trying to make, you know?
Yep.
Crack Rock, super good song.
That's a great
I
song.
was a big fan of that song. Um, but really, the whole album just revolves around pyramids because it's almost 10 minutes long
And worth every minute of it.
and it flips you on the head a couple times. You don't know where the song's going and it
Nope.
changes it up. The electronic-y stuff in there, really good. That just techno kind of pseudo techno beat, the really hard drums. You got to listen to that song on headphones. You just have
Yeah,
to.
you do. Yeah,
It's
you do.
just, well, really, this whole album. If you're listening to it, try to find some decent headphones to listen to it. Don't listen to it from your computer or the stereo, whatever.
Mm-mm.
Like, listen to like legit headphones because it.
Borrow your friend's beats and
Yeah,
go
yeah. If you
listen
have
to
to
it.
scrape the bottom, but
Oh
yeah, it
my
is
God.
a super super good song. Um, yeah, I was surprised. I didn't think I was gonna like this that much. So
I'm
you were
really glad that
right.
you enjoyed it. I'm really, really glad that you enjoyed it because that was one of my top five albums. Like
And I
I
don't
just
know
think it's
how I
so well
went
done.
so long without knowing who this person was or listening to his music
I don't know how you've been friends with me so
or
long,
not knowing that it was a black man and not a white man.
especially during that time and not knowing that was like who Frank Ocean. I don't know how that. I really don't know how that happened, other than the fact that you don't listen. But I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, he just well. usually when I just hear R&B, okay,
I
blah
know
blah,
you were.
whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Anytime I ever had it on, you were like, "Can we change this?" Because you weren't really listening to it.
Right. It's just not. I usually just automatically write it off, and I guess I shouldn't because I was thinking because I thought Frank Ocean was like really mainstream stuff. I was like, oh well,
Uh-uh.
that's gonna be your. Obviously, I'm not gonna listen to it, but I've thought he was way bigger, and apparently he just is now becoming a good person. Isn't going to be signing to a major record deal
Mm-mm.
and being
He's not
really
messing
awesome
around.
like that.
Yeah, he wants to do his own thing, which is smart because he's too talented to let a bunch of
Yeah,
people tell him what to do.
and I respect that a lot. I like that he
I
wants
do
to
too.
make his own music and stuff. And so yeah, it was a good album. Pyramids is a super good song. Had to listen to it again today because it got stuck in my head.
So good.
And yeah, it's just really well done. I highly recommend it. But I guess I'm the last person in the planet that had listened to it, so I
Oh,
guess
not the
I'm
last person on the
speaking to
planet,
the
but
choir.
you're like one of 10.
Okay, yeah. So
I
I'm
can name a few other people who haven't listened to it.
right. So I'm just now
Also,
getting back to where you guys are at, I guess.
welcome. Welcome to the future. Yeah, that's a great album. I love that album.
hmm
So
And
well
so
done.
it's gonna get me to listen to Nostalgia Ultra, and then I guess Blonde or Endless or whatever.
Yeah, Blonde and Endless are two different things.
Oh,
Blonde was good. I didn't like it as much as I like Channel Orange, but again, I think it's one of those things where I think I have to sit with it a little bit longer
hmm
because I've sat with it for a while and I've listened to it all the way through quite a few times, but I think I need to sit with it for longer.
yeah.
So
So yeah, it
I
was
have
it
to do
was
that.
good. I
I'm glad you liked it. I'm genuinely pleased that you enjoyed it and that I could impart that just beautiful piece of music to you. So
There you go.
awesome. Well, I was assigned a Perfect Circle and their album 13th Step. And I feel bad because Parker just went on this whole like wonderful rant about Channel Orange and had all these wonderful things to say. And I was kind of indifferent about this album.
I wasn't sure on how you would fall on this album,
I did
which is
not
why I gave it to you because I
I
wasn't
did not
sure.
hate it.
But that's good. That's
I because I
good stuff.
when you started talking about it, I was like, oh no, don't you gotta stop because I'm not gonna listen to it if you keep going.
Right.
Not really my thing.
Right.
But not that far off from my thing, to be fair.
hmm
Kind of hit me right in the middle. It was one of those things, it was like overall, like for what I thought a Perfect Circle album would be, it was kind of what I expected.
Right.
I listened to it. Funny thing, I actually listened to it all the way through 3 times without realizing it,
Oh, really?
which I think says a lot about the impact it had on me. I was just
Yeah.
like,
Apparently.
oh, this has gone through. Whoa, really? Shit. Like, yeah, I listened to it all the way through 3 times without noticing. Um, Not bad, just not like there was really nothing to really write home about. It wasn't a real standout.
Okay.
Um, I enjoyed Noose. I enjoyed Stranger. I enjoyed Weak and Powerless. I liked those. Everything else, like I'll be honest, a lot of the songs kind of blended in together for me.
Yeah.
Nothing really like struck me as like, ooh, yeah, I'm down for this. Like a few songs I liked and I listened to again.
hmm
Um, it's one of those things like I might reach for it every now and then, but it's not like an album that I'm gonna like go for all the time. Like I will probably won't listen to the whole thing all the way through again.
Yeah. That's fair.
So yeah, like I said, like it's not bad. It really wasn't bad. I was shocked that I didn't totally hate it.
hmm
As horrible as it sounds. Um, yeah, I didn't. I totally didn't hate it. I just was kind of indifferent about it. I almost wish I had had a stronger feeling. It was just kind of like, okay, cool, and then I was done.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Like I said,
Yeah.
I
So
wasn't sure on where you would land um, with them. Like I said, they're kind of in your wheelhouse, but not
yeah,
really.
that's the thing is like when I listened to it, I was like, I could see where he would think that I would actually really like this, and then I could totally see where he would think like, oh my god, she's gonna totally hate this.
Yeah. Like I said, I wasn't
It's like right in the middle for me.
right.
It really is. So, but yeah, like I can honestly say though now that I don't hate the band A Perfect Circle anymore.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, this does not offend me. So
Well, I'm glad it didn't offend. That's good.
yeah, pretty much. I was like,
That's great news.
this is somewhat semi-pleasing to me, but overall does not make me hate things. So that was kind of it.
Hey, that sounds like a win in my book.
Right? So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah. So
So what were the parts that you didn't like that I might have thought that you didn't like? Like what did you?
um the voice on it, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I really didn't like it.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely not the strong suit of that
And
music.
you know what's funny about it though is like with this kind of music, it's almost if it were like slower
Hmm.
and sludgier,
Right.
I
Yeah.
would like it.
Because it's like
I
I
would
said,
like it a lot better.
it's getting on that dancing with that. Well, are they gonna just start turning into like that Deftones Melvin kind of
That's what
really
I
slow
kept
it
waiting
down?
for. That's what I kept waiting for, and it
Yeah.
never happened.
Right.
Yeah, that was the hard part. I was like, okay, and no, nothing. Damn. Okay, and no, god damn it. Like, yeah, it was just I never quite got. I couldn't get no satisfaction, as
It
Mick would
was.
say.
It's definitely a radio friendly version of that kind of
Yeah,
music.
that okay. That I'm so glad you said that. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Is it was too like that's what I kept thinking too. I was like, I feel like I would have heard the song on like the Buzz. Like,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they play a lot of it
I know
actually.
for a fact they've played a lot of Perfect Circle. But yeah, that was my thing. Like, I was just like, okay, like I guess so, whatever. So, I mean, cool girl.
Right.
So yeah, but yeah, just you know, kind of.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll
But
listen to
yeah,
some more Perfect Circle though. I
it's
can
kind
do
of
that.
a they got people, obviously the guy from Tool.
Mhm.
The guitarist is an old like guitar um lackey guy for Tool,
Of course.
and then another is a Smashing Pumpkins guitarist.
Which one?
Of yeah, right?
Well,
They had like 15 of them. But yeah, so it's kind of
really
a
can't get along with anybody.
yeah, so it's kind of a I wouldn't say a super group because that's a really big word
It's not
for
a super. It's not the Yardbirds. Like
a guitarist from one
a
of the
guitarist
guitarists.
who worked with Tool, or like somebody who worked with Tool,
Yeah,
and like one guy that was probably around Billy Corgan for maybe a month before he
before
was
he
like, "I'm
got
dead."
before Billy Corgan's like, actually, you're fired. Get out of here.
Yeah,
I'll play
before Billy
guitar.
Corgan
Yeah,
unleashed the big baldy
yeah,
terror.
yeah. He's like, you know what? I'll just play guitar. Get out of
Never
here.
mind.
I'll
Like
do everything, I guess.
pretty much. I love it.
Yeah.
I like big baldy jokes. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and move on to play or skip. Do you have a play or a skip this week, Mr. Parker?
I sure do. I have
You
a
do.
play.
Ooh.
It's so my play for this week is just the entire genre
Oh
of
God.
synthwave.
No, sorry. You're gonna have to try again.
The entire
No,
genre
sorry.
of it's called
Sorry.
synthwave.
No, it's not called synthwave.
It
Sorry.
is the greatest driving music that you will ever find
Whatever.
in this world.
No, it's not.
If you think you can kind of zone out and like do like a book on tape, you are so dumb and wrong because you can just listen to synthwave instead, and it feels like you're in the 80s driving 400 miles an hour in a Lambo with no traffic. It is,
You're a dummy.
and it's weird because I usually don't like 80s music,
I was gonna say nothing about what you're saying makes any sense to me right now, but okay.
but it uh, brings me back to my younger years when I used to listen to like electronica music. So
Mm-hmm.
if you like any kind of electronica music, or if you ever played Laser Quest and the synth music that was pumping in the background
Oh
with the black
my
lights,
God.
then you're gonna love this music.
I can't wait.
Yeah. So if you're ever sitting waiting to shoot
Hey, do you
some
guys
noobs up,
remember Laser Quest? Guess what?
yeah, the music in the background will hearken you back to simpler times when
You're
the
so
hardest decision you had to
stupid.
make was what your call name was going to be.
Oh, I remember that. I was usually Jedi because I couldn't think of anything else.
I was always Raptor.
Or
So
like Skywalker.
Skywalker. That's good.
Yeah,
So
I thought
yeah,
it was really cool.
that's my play. Highly recommend to everyone. Just go to YouTube and type in synthwave, and there's like hour and a half long mixes of just beautifulness. Okay,
Oh my God. You big dummy.
your turn, madam.
All right. So I have a play and a skip.
What?
Um, you suck it. I can do whatever I want.
Damn.
So my play, well, they're both kind of vague, so deal with it. So my play, for some reason, the other day I was bebopping along, and for whatever reason, Michelle Branch somehow popped into my head. I
Michelle
think it was on
Branch.
Tumblr. I think it was on Tumblr, and it like happened. I was like,
Of
huh?
course.
Oh my God. And so I went on this little like rabbit hole of like looking up like Michelle Branch stuff, and I found this little playlist on my Apple Music app and was checking it out, and it's basically like I miss Y2K pop. And so I
With
started
a single girl and a piano.
basically. There was a lot of that on there. I forgot how big that was.
Oh man, that was huge.
Ooh, that was a huge thing. So
Hmm.
I went back and I found a couple of different playlists, and I've been kind of cycling through them. But like, if you have not gone back and listened to like early 2000s pop, or the naughties as people like to call them, and
No,
like,
please, no. Never say that word again.
I didn't say I was saying it. I said other people say it.
I
So back off.
hate
All right,
that
calm
word.
down. I know, calm down. So, but yeah, like honestly, anything after like 2006 is kind of whatever. But like, go back and like just enjoy, especially like 2001, 2000, 2001, 2002. Ooh, girl, go back and get you some, because
Wow.
we had some bangers, like for real. I mean, Usher was like really feeling himself. You know, we
Your
had
what? Your story has only been unwritten, or what is this? What's
that
that?
is Natasha Bedingfield, and that is
Tasha
called
Benningfield.
Unwritten.
Unwritten.
Daniel Bedingfield, her brother, had that "Gotta Get Through This" song. That was a
Yep.
big hit.
There you
Like
go.
that's another one. Little Ignition remix. That's a great song. Like Missy Elliott was like popping and everywhere. It was awesome.
In
Oh my god.
tracksuits,
Hell yeah, shoot. God, I love that woman.
like only
Um,
track, like she
only
only
tracksuit.
owned.
And like big ass earrings. God, I love
Yeah.
that woman. I love her
Hmm.
so much. I stumbled across some Good Charlotte. Fun fact: I still don't like Good Charlotte. Um,
Nice.
I'm one of the few people that I know that can honestly say I never got into Good Charlotte. I was like, this sounds dumb. Like, pass. But thanks, guys.
I'm a pass.
Yeah. A little 50 Cent, because you can find him in the club.
Get rich or die trying.
I forgot that that was a song, and then I remember listening to it and going, "Oh my god, this is what I thought going out to the bars was going to be like when I was like 10."
And it was like that's real.
I know it really is. But yeah, like some early solo Justin Timberlake. There was also a lovely gentleman named
Wait,
Fat Joe who
so
did
are
a
you? So is your play just the early 2000s?
pretty much
Okay, I just trying to.
like the early 2000s pop music, basically.
Okay, okay,
Stuff that was really
fair enough.
popular back then. But yeah, Fat Joe did a great song with Ashanti that you need to go listen to.
There you go.
Ja Rule was a thing. Like there was just a lot
Ja
of
Rule was a thing,
Ja
wasn't
Rule
he?
was a real thing.
I forgot about Ja Rule.
you I'm
Hey,
sorry.
I didn't forget about Dre though, so I'm still good.
Hey, don't forget about it.
No, no.
Oh my god. But yeah, like I just so good. Just so good. Oh, What's Love? That was that Ja Rule and Ashanti song with Fat Joe. That's what it was. It was just like that. I think that if you had to like encapsulate the early 2000s into one song, that's what it would be. It's like
Right.
three people that no one listens to anymore. I also stumbled across one of my favorites when I was a kid, which is a song by the one and only Miss Mandy Moore called
Ooh.
Candy. And I listened to that quite a few times.
Oh, Candy.
And I did not feel bad about it at all. It was great.
Do you still not feel bad about it?
Nope.
Fair enough.
That's my guilty pleasure and I'm sticking to it. And then my skip is the first wave of music that John Mayer came out with. So, period, the end. Move on. It's literally all I have to say.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, so we'll get into that more on another episode. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Like I said, y'all, we gave you guys a lot of homework. Oh, we need to give each other our homework.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, we almost forgot.
Yeah, we should do that.
All right, I'm gonna go
We're at the end of the
first.
show.
Are you ready?
Yeah,
I think you might know what's coming.
I don't. What is it?
I am officially going to assign you. I think with all the Grammy stuff that happened, I feel like it's time.
Is it time?
It's time, Parker.
Okay.
I am going to assign you Lemonade
Uh-huh.
by the one and only Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter.
Is that do you put a little thing on the E? Is it limonade?
No, it's just Lemonade. It's
Okay.
literally just Lemonade. No, it's she's legit talking about lemonade, like talking about lemons and lemonade. So
Limonade.
limonade. No, it's not limonade. Like
By
on that episode of The Office.
Beyonce Knowles.
Knowles. No, Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter. Anyway,
Knowles Carter. Oh.
Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter. So she, Her Majesty, Her Holiness, Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter. So here's the deal, though. I want you to listen to the album all the way through first.
Okay.
And then if you feel like you can handle it,
Well,
watch. Listen.
I'll just go ahead
Watch,
and listen.
Listen. No. Listen to what I'm saying, though. Listen, because that's the thing is, it's a visual album.
Right.
I want you to listen. Just listen to it first, all the way through, and then I want you to watch the movie.
Okay. So how do I watch this movie?
It's on HBO, I think, still.
Okay.
So you could do it like that, or talk to me and we can figure it out because I have ways. So I also own it, but
Okay, because I'm not going to give Beyonce money. So
you don't have to give Beyonce money.
okay.
But yeah, so check it out. But I want you to listen to it all the way through first and then watch it. Because
Okay.
I think for you, you're going to get the most out of it that way. I did it the opposite way and it worked better for me that way, but you're different and I think that this will work best for you.
Can do.
But yeah, so Beyonce Lemonade. I couldn't decide for a while if I was going to have you do self-titled or Lemonade first, but I think Lemonade's going to be better for you.
Roger that.
We can maybe do self-titled at a later date.
Okay.
But yeah.
Maybe after. Okay. Well, I guess it makes it pretty easy because I'll just give you Tool then.
No, why though? Like, I'm being nice to you by blessing you with some Beyonce.
What?
You're just being mean.
Anyway, well, I think this would probably be the one that you might like the most. It's Undertow by
Okay.
Tool. Came out in 1993.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
So it's older Tool. This was back before they were like, Tool as you know them now. They were hanging out with the Melvins, hanging out with Green Jello, hanging out with because like the connection between Tool and Nirvana is right.
No.
Is the Melvins.
Oh, really?
The Melvins were hanging out with Tool and Nirvana at the same time. So Melvins is kind of like the bridge between those two bands, and Tool kind of took it one way. The Melvins took it their way, and then, well, we all know how Nirvana took it. But yeah, so that was all around that same time period of the early 90s. People trying to figure out how to make grunge / weird music, So yeah,
well, okay.
that is the band. So it's really, I think that one's still considered like underground metal. It's pretty weird.
Really?
Yeah, it's like really slow, really hard. The vocals are really harsh. It's before, if you think he couldn't sing in A Perfect Circle, just let me tell you. But
yeah, but that's the thing is, it's like he couldn't sing, but he was passive about it.
Yeah, but this one.
Kurt Cobain couldn't sing that well either, but
yeah,
at least
he doesn't
went
sing
for it.
much in the early stuff for sure. He definitely takes a step back. He basically just steps off stage at that point.
Okay, well, I'm fine with that.
Instead of facing the wall.
Dummy.
Yeah. So yeah, Undertow by Tool. That's your homework. Just
Okay.
listen to it like a regular album.
Okay, then. I can do that.
I hope so.
I promise to do that all the way through.
Good.
I promise. All right. Well, I guess that's it for us tonight. That's
Yeah, that's
really all we got for you
all I
guys.
got. Yeah.
Me too. So I guess for Epic Rhythm and Brews, episode 3 in the can.
Yep. Just like
Awesome.
that. Hmm.
I love it. Very cool. All right. Well, where can we find you on the internet, Mr. Parker?
I have a Facebook
That he won't add you to.
that I probably won't add you to unless I know you.
So if you have a question for
Um,
Parker, you're
yeah.
welcome to come and ask me. You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at It's a Ladybird. You can also find both of us on epicallygeeky.com or
Yes.
take a listen over to another podcast on our little delightful little network. You can hear us both on the Marginally Geeky podcast
Yep.
as well as Epically Geeky, the mother podcast, as you might
Oh
call
yeah.
it. Um, this week, I guess, tell you what, if you want to go over and check us out on iTunes, you can really hear us just about anywhere. Leave us some of your favorite cover songs. Let us know if there's anything we forgot. And you know what, guys, if you have any ideas for topics that you would like to hear on the show, please let us know because we're always down.
Absolutely.
We take all kinds of suggestions. We're super, super down for that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it for us. And for myself and my co-host Parker, have a really good night.
Goodbye.
All right, so we'll outro there, and then we need to do a quick show card.
Okay.
Okay, so I want to talk about our topic. Let's see, topic list. I'm trying to think of how I want to do it this time. All right, you ready?
Yes.
Not that you're gonna, unless you want to jump in.
Well, you let me know and I can jump in and say yeah.
Yeah, would be much appreciated.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right. Hey guys, on this week's episode of Epic Rhythm and Brews, we talk a little bit of Grammys talk. I talk about my outrage that Adele took Beyonce's things. We talk about some super cool music news that's coming up. And we give you guys a ton of homework.
Yeah.
Right, Parker?
A lot of homework.
Yeah, so go ahead and get a pencil and paper ready because you're going to need it as we dive on into some of our favorite cover songs of all time. So give us a shout and check us out. And that's it. Cool. We're done.
Wow. Just like that.
I actually like that episode. I think that's actually going to sound really good.
Yeah, it did.
That might be my favorite. That might be my favorite so far. I think we're getting it. I guess I can stop our broadcast.